What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the third episode of Sports Talk with your girl, Whitney B. That's me. I want to first start off by saying thank you to everybody for the feedback you guys have been giving me. I really appreciate it. It's bomb. It's much appreciated, and I definitely accept it, and I'm trying to work on everything that you guys have been telling me. So again, thank you. I'm going to kick off the third episode. We got a lot to update you guys on today, especially with the Deshaun Watson stuff. So without further ado, let's get this show started. And again, welcome back to the third episode of Sports Talk with your girl, me, Whitney B. Y'all, I had so much fun last week when I was painted as the tiger. I went everywhere painted as the tiger. People was looking at me like I was crazy. And I was fine because I was crazy because, of course, it was opening day. So, again, thank y'all for even being with me on that opening day, painted as the tiger. That was fun for me. And like I told you guys, the first episode, we're going to have fun every week. Each week is going to be informative, but we're also going to talk and have a lot of fun. So I want to start off by we'll talk a little bit about Grant Hill because Grant Hill, he was first drafted to the Detroit Pistons in 94. He's actually succeeding Jerry C as the managing director of Team USA. So after the Tokyo Olympics, Grant Hill will be managing the USA team and he'll be making those decisions. So let's clap it up for Grant Hill. Now, many of us sports fans, we know Grant Hill, especially here in Detroit. We are all Grant Hill fans because he started his career here, not Hill, but he started his career here, and he was a Piston. Through his career, he played for Orlando. He was also in Phoenix. Grant Hill he's been in the Hall of Fame. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018, but he's been the NBA All-Star 7 times. He was Rookie of the Year, so the picture that you guys are looking at is from his Rookie of the Year award there, where he won that for the 94-95 year. So again, let's give it up for Grant Hill and just those accomplishments that he's had over his career, and he's willing and able to still do things. He also won the gold medal with Team USA, so he knows what he's doing. And if you guys don't know, the Olympics is this year. It's in July. I believe it starts on the 23rd and it runs through August 8th. So if you guys are big on Team USA and want to see the Olympics, that is where it'll be, in Tokyo. And I'm sure it'll be on TV. It's always on TV. But after this season, Grant Hill goes on again to be the managing director of Team USA. So let's give it up one more time for Grant Hill. Now, again, you guys know I love me some football. So it's the draft is coming up, and it's been a lot of mock drafts out. It's been a lot of talks. We talked about, last week, what I thought the Lions should do. And I still think the Lions should draft around Jared Goff. But Sports Illustrated, put out their mock draft this week. I believe it was Tuesday they put out their mock draft, and they actually have Justin Fields going to the Lions at number 7. Now, why? Like, what would make them, after all this time, what makes them think that the Lions would want Justin Fields? Even though Justin Fields was a good college quarterback, I'm not taking anything away from him, and it might sound like I have a little bit of Ohio State hate because I am a Michigan fan, go blue, but Ohio State quarterbacks suck in the NFL. So, I'm sure if they had the opportunity to pick a different quarterback, they would, but the best ones are going to go first anyway. But why would Sports Illustrated even feel like the Lions should draft a quarterback? And y'all, if y'all agree with me, let me know. Comment, give me some feedback on this, because even though, yes, the Lions may down the line need a quarterback, this particular season is a no. You know what I'm saying? Like, draft players that even if you get a quarterback down the line, these players will be there for that quarterback because we know Jared Goff is going to play this season. So it makes no sense to draft someone to just sit there behind him, especially if this is like his tryout. Like if we're trying to see where, Jared Goff may go from here, it makes no sense to get a quarterback. Let's draft the players, the other players that we know we need. Because what if this season Jared Goff come out and surprise the hell out of everybody? And now this is going to be the guy that we go with, but we drafted this quarterback last season and now he going to just sit here. Or he got to be traded and, it's just a waste of money. So, again, I feel like the Lions really should not trade, but draft around the quarterback, be it Goff this season or me next season. You never know. Because I could, red shirt and you get there, it'll be like a dream come true. But I'm sure it won't be me, but if it could be me, I'm still going to need some weapons, so I can throw to. So draft receivers or draft, corners and stuff. Like don't draft a quarterback. And we're not going to listen to Sports Illustrated because that was just, I didn't like that Sports Illustrated. I didn't like that at all. And then I saw it was Justin Fields, and I was like, why? Why him? Of everybody else that's there, what? Why? And if y'all think that that's a smart move, you tell me why Justin Fields. Because again, it could be anybody, but nobody from Ohio State. Like, name me one good Ohio State quarterback that then came in the NFL and proven to be, that dude. And then, we can go from there. But until then, my opinion is going to stick to, it's a pass for me on Justin Fields. Hopefully he goes somewhere where he can shine, but I'm a pass. And with the pass on Justin Fields, we're going to pass and go somewhere else. Actually, before we move on to the next topic, let's go ahead and take a quick break. Are you starting a business or having an event? If so, contact 360V Graphics for all your needs. They offer logos, flyers, business cards, and more. They even offer obituaries. If you're confused, 360V offer consultations for a low price. Visit 360V for more information. To place your order, go to 360v.com/wage. We all go eat. That's 360V.com/WAGEALLGOEAT. And welcome back with me, guys. Thank you for that quick break with me on that ad. Again, if you guys have any design needs or logos, flyers, anything made, head over to 360v.com. And if you just want to talk it out real fast and see, just give some consultation, she also does that. So head over there to 360v.com. Let her know Whitney B sent you, and you might just get a discount. You never know. So if you need that help, it's always available. Now, moving on to Paul Pierce, because, guys, over the weekend, Paul Pierce had a little bit of fun. I believe it was at his house. We don't know whose home he was in, but it looks like he was having some fun with his boys. And he posted an Instagram Live video. Now, in this Instagram Live video, Paul Pierce, he had some strippers. They were seen throwing casino coins on the strippers, and he was also passing a blunt around with his friends. If you guys don't know what a blunt is, it's weed, marijuana rolled up in a cigar. So they were passing it around and in the live going the whole time. Now, for you guys who don't know Paul Pierce or who's not familiar with Paul Pierce, his legacy, he's a 10-time NBA All-Star. He was with the Celtics. He actually won a championship with them. But now he's a fired ESPN analyst. When he retired from basketball, he went on to start doing NBA work with ESPN. Now, for people who aren't familiar with ESPN, ESPN is actually owned by Disney. So even though ESPN is like a sports, powerhouse, it still is under a kid brand. So in my opinion, I believe he was fired from ESPN because of the Disney thing, because I'm not sure, we all have off days, or off time. So when we're not at work, are we expected to walk around the streets as Angels. Like I'm not sure. So I'm not sure what was in his contract or, whatever. It had to be enough for ESPN to be able to fire him. I also personally think that ESPN wanted to fire him anyway because Paul Pierce is boring. He never really brings anything positive. I mean, not necessarily positive, but it just never seems like he knows quite what he's saying. It always just squirts out or whatever. So maybe this was a reason why, they just went on ahead and gave him the boot, and it was a good enough reason, I guess, for the company to just fire him. It wasn't like they said, oh, we're going to suspend him and look into it maybe whatever. No, he was just fired. So, but on the flip side, Cam Soda, the porn company, if you guys aren't familiar with Cam Soda was actually offering the guys the NCAA tournament when they went out to be in the bubble. Cam Soda offered them porn at their fingertips because they couldn't get company. So if you guys aren't familiar with who Cam Soda is, that's when their name kind of got more out there when they were trying to get porn over to the tournament guys. But Cam Soda did offer Paul Pierce a job. This is their time. They're saying that they want to be he may be their first analyst. I believe it was about $250,000, and they even told him that they could have strippers at his fingertips that would twerk in the background. So guys, imagine you watching this video and then all of a sudden strippers come out and there's booty everywhere in the back of me. Like, how do you even take that serious? Like, oh, today the Pistons are going to play the Lakers, and then it's ass everywhere. Like, I don't know how that'll work, but it might work, for Paul Pierce because he seems like he's about that life, from his Instagram live. So unfortunately, him doing him got him fired. But, hopefully, honestly, not hopefully. Like maybe Paul Pierce can start a podcast or something like that. But on a bigger scale, like if people had to use ESPN for his resume, he'll probably only be good for Cam Soda, just to be honest. But let's just hope, he do get a job. Hopefully he, saved his money and, wasn't spending it frivolously. So he, got a little time to figure it out, but, we never know. But hopefully he gets on his feet. He seemed to be okay. If you guys are familiar with it, he put out the video on Instagram where he was laughing about it afterwards. And it didn't seem like a happy laugh. And he put it out, so maybe that was like his real cry for help. But if he wants us to feel like he's okay, then he'll be okay. But that offer is always on the table, Paul, from Cam Soda. So, join the porn world. Actually, that's where it's at. People is racking up from their OnlyFans on Instagram. It makes everybody kind of want to OnlyFans, but, at what cost for real, So, I don't know, but this may work for him. And I'm going to move on a little bit because, again, I could get winded and I'm not a pastor, so I don't want to be out here like a pastor. So, we're going to move on because it's something big. It has a lot to do with sports, but it has a lot to do with politics as well, with Major League Baseball taking the All-Star game out of Atlanta. Now, the controversy around it is the fact that the governor signed that bill, the voting bill. So now, they're going to polling places are going to get scarce. You can't pass out food and water at the locations. Absentee ballots and voting the window is smaller. So it's kind of where they made it harder for people to vote. And even though they say it's like, oh, the people of color and everything, because it was a big voter turnout in the inner cities and stuff, but this stuff like this affects the whole state. So white, black, blue, red, all of us, everyone's affected in that state. So it's kind of messed up, especially in a world where people are more starting to vote, like understanding what voting means and everything. And you get it, like politicians don't want people to have a voice, but Major League Baseball pulling out of Atlanta because of that reason, them changing the voter laws and everything. And then it was like a big backlash on big business there, Delta and Google and a lot of people who have hubs there in, Metro Atlanta and in, Georgia, period. So it's been like a back and forth thing now. From what I read is the All-Star game is moved from Atlanta to Colorado now, which raised red flags to me because I thought people were reluctant about going to Colorado because of the mass shooting just last month at the in Boulder, I believe that was, where the police officer lost his life and other people at that supermarket. So it was a lot. I remember on the news, a lot of people wondering about tourism there in Colorado anyway because of the mass shootings that's, happened in Colorado. So now that they're moving the All-Star game there, it makes me wonder if they're trying to get tourism back up, if they really thought that was a safe place, like what's the difference? And if that was the only place that they could have it at the same time, it raises a lot of questions there for me. I'm not sure anyone else because I haven't heard much talk about it, but it's a lot because of the backlash that now politicians want, people to stop supporting these companies and stop watching baseball and everything because I'm guessing it's because they moved it out and that takes a lot of money out. But at the same time, like we should all have our voice. And how do you say, well, we're going to boycott these companies, but these companies are the people who build the politicians. And I believe it was funny because I was watching the news yesterday with my husband and Mitch McConnell was saying something about we're going to boycott this, but let's not take it out of politics. So basically, we still want your support when it comes to patting our pockets, but until you march to the beat of our drums, we mad at y'all and we want everybody to be mad at y'all too. And it's just so weird because, this is sports. Like, for them to have to want to move out of Atlanta anyway, the All-Star game, that was already a lot. So that's a big stance. But it's like, what about the people who potentially bought tickets or was planning on traveling and then have to change their plans? Like, it's just a lot. It's a lot to consider. And I don't want to stay on a topic too long because like I told you, it's less about sports and more about politics. But it's just something to mention because, this is the MLB All-Star game. It's something that'll be coming up. And this is something that, is big for everybody. Everybody loves playoffs, whether you're a fan of the sport or not. Once it becomes playoff time, it's either team A or team B, and now we're all a part of it. But I mean, this is where it's starting, and but the good thing about it in other news for sports, the Masters starts today actually. So what's sad is that our boy Tiger won't be there because, of his unfortunate incident where he crashed and, everything. So we're hoping that Tiger is recovering well. Last we heard, Tiger was recovering well. But somebody's going to win that green jacket this year. In the Masters, it starts today in Georgia at the Augusta. It's called the Augusta National Golf Course. So if you guys are into it, watch it. It'll be on. ESPN do have some projections out of who they think will be the predicted winner. So if you guys want to know, head over to ESPN about that. In my heart, I want Tiger to win, but again, Tiger won't be out there. And hopefully Tiger's son become old enough to do this because I can't wait to see him swing the pole. He built so much like his father. It's almost like, we going to see him probably surpass his father, especially in, evolution and how the game is going to change and evolve anyway. But again, it'll be on through the weekend. So you guys check out the Masters, and they did not move out of Georgia, which is good. That probably would have been a lot to discuss in its own, but yeah, golf. So I'm going to move on. We're going to take another quick break, and then we'll talk about Deshaun Watson. The Deshaun Watson stuff is a lot, y'all. I have such an update. It's more women. It's gone to 22 women now. And it's also people in Deshaun Watson's corner. So after our break, guys, we're going to go and we're going to talk a little bit more and get into some detail about this update on Deshaun Watson. Are you looking for a new podcast to watch or listen to? The Rocky Road Productions Porch Talk podcast is live every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the Rocky Road Productions Facebook page. If you missed the live version, playback is always available on rockyroadmedia.com. Porch Talk features 2 different shows that run every other week. Shade and Shenanigans are every first and third Saturday, and Love and Success are every second and fourth Saturday. For more information and fresh content, visit rockyroadmedia.com. That's ROCKYROADMEDIA.com. And y'all, welcome back. Thanks for that quick ad. And also, I mentioned last week to you guys, but again, it runs every Saturday. And this week, it's the second episode of Vitamin D with Greg and Black. They started last week. It was about toxicity. It was a great show. It runs at 5 p.m. So right after Porch Talk, you can head over to Vitamin D. I'm sorry, you don't have to head over to Vitamin D. It'll be on the same page. You just go ahead and chill. It'll come right on. You guys will have fun. Call in, be interactive. Again, Love and Success will be on this week, and then Shade and Shenanigans with your girl Big Wit will be on the following week. So if you want to know more information, head over to rockyroadmedia.com. All right, y'all. So I said I had this Deshaun Watson update, and it's got deep. I know I said that last week, but it is deep. Now, Deshaun Watson, earlier last week, it was people coming out in defense of him. It was massage therapists saying that, they knew which areas they had to rub, and the whole towel thing wasn't not abnormal. Like, you can use a towel or you can use a sheet, and that's something that they learned. So why people were saying the use of towel is whatever, and it's just really weird. But earlier in the week, Busby held a press conference. Now, in this press conference, the very first young lady who decided to sue Watson actually came out. Her name, who she is, she spoke. And I do have a little bit of what she had to say. So, you guys, check it out.
It's Ashley Solis. Remember that name? I hope every woman or man out there who is a survivor hears my story. And I hope my story gives them courage to speak out. It has taken me a long time to get to this point, to come out publicly and speak my truth. I know a lot of you are probably wondering who I was or if I even existed. I was afraid. I'm not afraid anymore. I do exist. I'm here to take back the power and take back control. I am a survivor of assault and harassment. Deshaun Watson is my assaulter and my harasser. Deshaun Watson assaulted and harassed me on March 30th, 2020, in my own home, doing what I love most, massage therapy.
Now, that's kind of really painful to listen to, because at the end of the day, we really don't want to believe that, people is foul like this and would do this. But this lady, she's out, she's crying, she's speaking her truth. Now, where it kind of seems like a slippery slope sometimes is because she said that it was March 2020. Her lawsuit came out in March 2021. So it was almost a year when she said she was assaulted. But Watson's attorney spoke back, and comment of the press conference. And what they were saying was that in February, Busby actually came to Watson's camp and said that for $100,000, this would never make it to court. So it was really like, give us some hush money and this will be okay. In her press conference, she said that this was not about money. This was more about women empowerment and just, her speaking up and doing what's right. What's a little bit more slippery is now it's seeming like, okay, this is playing out in court every single day. It's seeming like it's a new woman. Again, when this first started, guys, remember it was in the teens. We're up now to 22 women. And now 2 of them, actually. That was just the first lady. Her name was Ashley Solis. Another lady, her name was Lauren. I was almost going to say Laura, but Lauren Baxley. She also came out. The attorney had a bit of a statement from her as well, but these women are starting to put names with faces with Jane Doe, their names. So it's really not like, oh, okay, well, it's necessarily about just this cover up or this hush money, but it's still like, well, Watson's attorneys and his team is basically saying y'all wanted money in the beginning, and so we'll just see how it plays out in court, which to me is still a little bit shaky because honestly, like, we don't know what's going on. Like, it's stuff that continues to come out, but what hasn't come out is evidence. Like, we still haven't saw any like video cameras or tapes, like, yeah, home security with him going to their homes, or vice versa. You knew this massage was happening, so what actually happened during that massage or during whatever, that's what has yet to actually be known or heard right now. It's really like a he said, she said right now. And either, it's weird because Deshaun Watson himself haven't come out and stated anything. It's, been statements and stuff from his lawyers, but it's starting to do more harm than good because now he's looking like endorsements for him is cutting off. Just the other day, Nike suspended their endorsement with him. Now, Nike didn't terminate it. It's just suspended, I guess, pending investigation, which makes sense because now if he didn't do this stuff, if all of this comes out that to be not true, now do you pick him back up or what happens with that? But although Nike suspended their endorsement with him, Beats by Dre, Apple terminated their endorsement. So, and it's a lot to that. Imagine a company, Sports Talk, I endorsed Deshaun Watson, and now I got him in my merch everywhere, and you got to pull all of that down, pull the ads down, and that's a lot of money, replace all of that. And I'm sure that's not what companies want to do. And even though you are innocent until proven guilty, it's too much. It's far too much going on right now. And with so much coming out, like I said, y'all, like today it could be 4 more women. So now you got more women coming out. You got more people speaking. And it's still no word from him. They like, okay, well, we're going to just go to court because you said in the beginning we could settle for $100,000 too. And I'm with that because remember last week when I gave y'all the example about me getting hit by a car or saying somebody ran into my car. If you can't prove that I hit your car and you coming to me and it's just about money, then no, we're going to have our day in court. So the way Watson's team is making it seem is that they want their day in court because the evidence may be thin. Who knows? But if you come to them in the first place and say you could pay this off and it'll never make it to court, and then you don't pay, and now this woman went to court and now it's 1 and 21 more people, I don't know what to say. I really don't. And it's just unfortunate that we live in a time where people would be so afraid to speak up right away because at the time all of this came out, people that's real Watson fans, they say it's a conspiracy because of how he felt about the Texans and wanting out and being so public about it. And now all of a sudden, this is what he's dealing with, which you could see it from that side, but women go through stuff all the time and they're afraid to speak up, and for reasons like this, like, right now it's allegations, but if this comes out to be true, imagine 22 women, and it could be more, that's afraid to speak up about stuff because when it came out, people didn't know what to believe anyway. And that's just the stuff that there is to think about, y'all, period. I'm going to leave the update there because, again, we don't know what's going on. It'll be just a guesstimate. And right now, we not trying to guess because if I say the wrong thing and it's not that, so I'm going to leave it right here. If I got another Watson update, it'll be in episode 4. I appreciate you guys for being here with me through episode 3. We had a couple of quick updates for you for Watson. And we're riding along the way. Again, every Thursday at 5 p.m., Sports Talk will be posted. You can catch me every other week on Shade and Shenanigans on the Porch Talk podcast. It'll be on Rocky Road Productions on the Facebook page. Again, look out for Vitamin D following Rocky Road Porch Talk every weekend at 5 p.m. You guys, my website is mywhitneyb.com. That's mywhitneyb.com. Again, that's mywhitneyb.com. And for other updates, go to rockyroadmedia.com. That's ROCKYROADMEDIA.com. We appreciate you guys for tuning in to everything. Oh, and I didn't mention Rants and Robes every Wednesday on Instagram Live on both of our pages at mywhitneyb or at Rocky Road Productions LLC. You'll see all that information on rockyroadmedia.com, I promise you. So again, thank you guys for following along with us and for checking out our shows and for giving us all the feedback. We appreciate you. We love you. And I'm out.